Ladies and gentlemen, we have found the mother of all glitches in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Finally, we have found an invincibility glitch which makes you completely invincible. You can stay invincible forever basically when you do this right. And of course, where does it all come from? From the Pandora's box the Northern Traveler said, which is so glitched. Not only the engraving from the 15% is glitched that you need only 2 kills even with the 15%. So it is 50% still when you use it on epics, but it also resets the Become ESO Enhanced. The Become ESO Enhanced normally has kind of the same animations like the Ares Madness, and when you use Become ESO Enhanced together with Ares Madness, whenever you use Ares Madness, it also resets the cooldown time from the ESO Enhanced. So you can get hit every time you want. When you have used Ares Madness, the next hit you will be invincible. So we let us getting hit intentionally here, then ESO Enhanced is triggered, then we get a couple of kills, we use Ares Madness, and Ares Madness is automatically now resetting the ESO Enhanced, which means whenever Ares Madness is out, we can simply take another hit and just be super invincible again. Let's see here. We look for an enemy that hits us. Again, ESO Enhanced is triggered. We can get the ESO Enhanced mechanics and we can also activate Ares again. And now since we activated Ares again, we can also take another hit when Ares is out. So whenever you take a hit, simply activate Ares. This is simply resetting the ESO Enhanced engraving, literally making you invincible every time when you use it. This is so awesome. This is game breaking. I can't even imagine. And it's even more game breaking. Can you remember these jump axes? Boom! Invincible! ESO Enhanced triggered us and saved us. We can now even just take attacks from the jump axes, from all the overpowers, from snakes, from lions in cages. We are simply safe now. This is so awesome. And since we can't die, we can use a much better set without the melee resistance. And I will also show you the whole set and all the modifications later in the video. So let's see how that is performing. We can simply take a hit, then we get our health reduced, but we can immediately refill it with a couple of attacks here. So we will be immediately back at full health and dealing all the massive damage. And what is also especially good about the ESO Enhanced, when you use ESO Enhanced in combination with Ares Madness, it gives you the double range for your spear. You may have noticed that is an insane range. It is even beyond the size of the screen. You can now kill everybody even more in conquest battles. That is super amazing. And if that's not enough, you can even use your health refill ability during Ares Madness now. Because when you first take a hit, then activate Ares Madness, you have both mechanics active at the same time. And that allows you to just simply refill your health with the normal health perk with Second Wind. So with this trick you can actually use all your abilities when you get hit. You simply use Ares Madness in combination with ESO Enhanced and you can do Ring of Chaos, you can activate Slow Time to have it for even a longer time period, you can use Health Refill, you can use anything you want, Fury, Overpower, whatever you want to do, and then simply continue into Ares Madness after you have done your ability. That is even more broken. So I will also show you the modifications you have to do on your builds. First of all, for the Ares God build, the only thing you have to change basically is the helmet. Use warrior damage, 20% crit chance while full health, another critical damage, and then simply engrave the Become ESO Enhanced engraving. That is also reset whenever you use Ares Madness. All other weapons are the same. We have the Copycat Sword, we have the Spartan Javelin, we have the Bighorn Bow, the same as in the Ares God build. Then we have the helmet here with the ESO Enhanced, so we lose out on another 30% damage with swords. Therefore I really prefer to use the other build I will show you just in a second. On the arms of course we have the cooldown, then the belt is unchanged, the torso is the same, and the boots are also the same as in the Ares God build. So, but the really crazy thing is this one here actually, and I really gave it here the cool ESO outfit with the Northern Traveler's helmet. Really fits well together with this true God mode build. This whole thing is based on the Zeus God mode that was also released last week, and I will show you all the modifications you have to do for this build. First of all, let's take a look at the sword here. We have warrior damage, with swords, critical damage, and we engrave 100% damage instead of the weapon becomes fire damage. Then the right sword is unchanged, another perfect warrior sword, warrior damage with swords, critical damage, and then we engrave 50% warrior damage converts to all damage. On the bighorn bow we then have to use 10% crit chance, and on the helmet we have warrior damage with swords, 20% crit chance while full health, and become ESO enhanced. The become ESO enhanced engraving is from the Decaste set from the Atlantis DLC. So in order to use this glitch you have to have both the Decaste set from the Atlantis DLC and the Northern Traveler set. On the bracers you have to use warrior damage, 50% crit damage, another 100% crit damage while full health, and then you have the room to use the Northern Traveler set perk, the 15% cooldown for Ares Madness, but in fact it is 50% in reality. That engraving is also bugged, and whenever you use it, you also reset your ESO enhancement. That is the crazy thing, having both of these two engravings here on the head and on the arms. That is totally game breaking again. I can't even believe how bugged this whole set and all the things connected to it really is. It's just beyond imagination. Then the torso is unchanged. We have warrior damage, 100% crit damage, 10% crit chance, and the 5% from the Nemean Lion set. Then the torso has warrior damage, critical damage, assassin damage, and warrior damage. And the boots here totally unchanged, warrior damage, critical chance, and another warrior damage. That in total will give us now 368% warrior damage, a lot of critical damage, and 95% crit chance, which is alright. That will be a glass build here with only 10% melee resistance, but that's really not important because we will save our lives anyway whenever we have the ESO enhanced reset by using Ares Madness. I haven't changed anything from the abilities and masteries from the Zeus God build, but I will attach it here so you can watch it now. In terms of ability points, you will need around 184 ability points to make this build, at least in the basic version. You should start off with 6th Sense, then put 2 points here on Arrow Master. That unlocks your elemental arrows, either fire or poison, whatever you want to use. Then I would recommend you to go for multi-shot, then devastating shot, and if you want to, you can also adopt predator shot. A must-have ability, however, is archery master that refills your first adrenaline segment. Then go for 1 point here on the overpower bow strike. That is bugged, so I wouldn't use it, but that unlocks the ghost arrows. If you don't need the ghost arrows, however, then you can save all these 4 points. For the warrior tree, you should go for the charged heavy attack. That exactly triples your heavy damage. So when you make 2 million with the heavy attack, then you make over 6 million with the charged heavy attack. So in fact it is 300% damage, not 150%. Then pick up all the passive bonuses here with Weapons Master, more warrior damage, more crit chance, Gear Master, more armor. And then you can choose here to put either 1 point on Flaming Sack or 3 points. When you have the permanent fire on your weapon, then you only need 1 point. When you want to activate it manually, then you need 3 points here. That unlocks the Fire Mastery, which gives you additional 40% fire damage, which is really nice. That simply boosts your damage output. The overpower attacks will be the strongest attack in your build with 24 million, but also unlock Ares Madness. That is a really great ability that deals up to 10 million damage for the activation damage and can easily blast off all your enemies around you. If you have Fury, then also go for Fury of the Bloodline. That will refill 4 adrenaline bars. Ring of Chaos together with Fire, an incredible ability. I would really recommend you to use it if you haven't done it anyway. And then of course a Second Wind to refill your health if you are ever in trouble. But of course we'll also refill our health when we deal damage, that is also possible. Then go for Shadow Assassin and Rush Assassination, Hero Strike as usual, and Stealth Master that increases our out of combat damage overnight. For the masteries in the basic variant, I only invested 12 points here on crit chance to get 4%, another 12 points on crit damage. That will in total give us 93% critical chance, but of course you can increase it if you have more than that. You can also go for warrior damage. I skipped that because I wanted to make it with as least points as possible, but of course invest in warrior damage if you have the points. Very important is then 10 points here on melee resistance to get the 100% melee resistance. Invest a couple of points here on armor penetration if you want to. All other points are then invested in the Assassin tab because we really want to overrun mercenaries even on Nightmare, so we rather go for Assassin damage instead of warrior damage. Of course, if we want to increase our warrior damage, then the best multiplier is damage with swords, so I put definitely points here on damage with swords rather than warrior damage. Of course, if you have more points here than 180, then also go for warrior damage and max out warrior damage. But for the priority, I picked damage with swords over warrior damage here, and I picked Assassin damage over warrior damage because I want to make sure you can still overrun mercenaries even in the low point variant. Then of course invest as much as possible into crit chance and critical damage while full health, and also go for the points here on damage while full health because that is also amplifying our assassin damage as well. Of course, if you have more points than 180 or 200 points, then you don't have to worry about any priorities, then simply max out all the crit chance, crit damage. Then go for headshot damage, and here 12 points each on the other hunter abilities. You can also invest 12 points on adrenaline on headshot kill. What I would really recommend you nowadays is to go for the chance to not consume special arrows if you have many points. Then you simply increase the size of your quiver, which is really handy. Here in the warrior tab, of course, max out warrior damage if you have the points. Still 10 points on melee resistance will be absolutely enough. Max out fire damage, armor penetration, then go for damage dealt restored as health. And I know that is a very little bonus, but 4% here on all warrior abilities is better than nothing if you still have some spare points. The bad thing with all these ability points increases here is when you have an ability that deals 400% and you add 4% on that, in fact you only get a 1% increase because it will be amplified from 400 to 404, and that is a 1% increase in reality. So use these ability enhancers as a last resort if you still have points to increase your damage. In the Assassin tab we go for 20 points on damage whenever time is slowed down. That also kicks in when we use Sixth Sense and attempt to overrun mercenaries, so that gives us 10% additional damage when we overrun mercenaries. Of course we max out our Assassin damage, our damage with swords, then we also go for 10% crit chance while full health, we go for the maximum crit damage while full health and also max out damage while full health. Then we go for a couple of points here on the adrenaline stuff. We will spread out 12 points on each of the adrenaline abilities because they stack, and then they will give us more adrenaline in total. Then last but not least, damage on elites and bosses, a bit of cooldown time reduction, and also a slight bit of increase for all our assassin abilities, because that is the only mastery that will also increase our RS Madness damage. So I really hope you enjoy the new invincibility mode we have here in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Feel free to join our Discord, ask any questions, and don't forget to subscribe, leave me a like, and see you next time.